So welcome to Agent Rising Unit 22, which I believe is our last chapter. I know, so sad not to be learning anymore. Investing in real estate. Okay, it says real estate is a popular investment. Whichever way the overall market turns, the real estate investment market continues to initiate innovation and attract investment strategies. These developments make it important for real estate professionals to have an elementary and up-to-date knowledge of real estate investment. Okay? In this chapter, we're going to identify advantages and disadvantages of investing in real estate, describe the real estate investment objectives and their inherent financial concepts involved in the investment process, explain the essential benefits of leverage, including permitting in the acquisition of real estate investments, describe the tax benefits inherent in the real property investments, and describe the mechanics of real estate investment syndicates, trusts, and mortgage conduits. Okay, our words are accelerated cost recovery system, adjusted basis, appreciation, basis, boot, capital gain, cash flow, cost recovery, depreciation, equity buildup, exchanges, income property, inflation, intrinsic value, leverage, liquidity, pyramiding, real estate investment trusts, real estate mortgage investment conduit, straight line depreciation, and syndicate. Okay, so the advantages of investing in real estate. Generally, above average rates of return. Use leverage of borrowed money to purchase real estate. Greater control over investment and tax benefits. Okay, so let's talk about those. You know, your rate of return on your money right now invested is what?
Not much.
If anything, right now. You know, like this past year, I mean, we're lucky if we broke even or made a few $100s. You know, that changes, and sometimes you are, you know, maybe very smart on the stock market, and maybe you've done better than other people. But by and large, savings accounts make next to nothing, right? Checking accounts charge you for everything. So, you know, if you sink your money into some real estate and it appreciates over time, it can be a very good investment for you. Use leverage of borrowed money to purchase real estate. So, you know, you use the money that you use in a mortgage or the money that you borrow to purchase that real estate and start that cycle going. So that means that you don't have to wait until you have in this case, all of your beans together before you move forward. Okay, you have opportunities to borrow. Okay, greater control over your investment. Okay, so whether we make this building a better building or we do whatever we do to it, we know what we're doing with our investment. Whereas when you give your money away, honestly, when I give my money away, I don't even know where it goes. You know, I mean, I give it to somebody who I trust, but I don't know where it goes. You know, I don't know what it does. I don't know what to watch. I don't have any control over that. You know, we see that China had some new experiments going on in their market, and so it's affecting. We've had the 4 worst days ever, right?
Yeah.
So I have no control over that. There's nothing I can do to control that. I can control real estate though. Okay, and then tax benefits. All right, I've talked to you before about like just the personal expenses that you're able to write off in the real estate profession. The same thing with when you have a home, you have equity, you have the mortgage interest deduction, you have a whole bunch of things that make this a great investment. The disadvantages is it's expensive, right? You have to have something to start with. By and large, I know that there's some investment companies out. I mean, Michelle, you went to an investment thing, right? That they gave you money if you wanted to start your investing, or they supported you with money.
Yes.
Yeah. So Michelle and her husband had gotten involved in some investing this past couple of years, and they went to a program, and they started with a program that they would loan you basically the resources to start this, you know, and so that they are there's possibilities out there. Real estate is not highly liquid, so if I had to pay my tuition bills for college and I didn't have it, you know, I can't really probably I can't take this house or this building or a house at home and try to sell it, you know, in 3 days to pay that bill, right? So it's not highly liquid. You have to kind of wait to the market. You must actively manage your investment. You know, if it's a building, there's different maintenance things that you have to be doing all the time. You have to be checking things. and there's a high degree of risk. Yeah. So those are the disadvantages. Okay, so part of the investment is appreciation. All right, who has these pages? What are they talking about on these things? What's that?
For appreciation.
What does it say for appreciation?
Real estate is an avenue of investment open to those interested in holding property primarily for increasing value, which is known as appreciation.
Okay, awesome. What does it say for unimproved land?
Often investors speculate in purchase of either agricultural land or undeveloped land located in what they expect to be a major path of growth. In such case, however, the property's intrinsic value potential for appreciation are not easy to determine.
Right. I'll tell you this, like if you guys go to like the city, like the town's sale of their properties, you know, you'll go to them and you'll be in this room and these people are buying off what the town has. And it tends to be like one investor in there that buys everything, or buys a numerous amount of things. Because they figure one of the things is bound to hit. You know, one of the things is gonna work out. All right, income. Who wants to tell me about income? Ben, you wanna tell me about income?
Sure. So the person who wishes to buy and personally manage real estate may find that rental income property is the best investment.
Okay, yep. They call it, what do they call, who in here has rental properties? What they call your mailbox on the first day of the month? I don't know, it's kinda like mailbox money or something, you know, where the rent checks all come and you just go and you have your money from, you know, all the rental pieces that you have. Opportunities. Dennis, you wanna read to me about opportunities?
Investment opportunities?
Yep.
Sure. Income producing properties include apartments and office buildings, hotels, motels, shopping centers, and industrial properties, as well as single-family residences, including condominiums. When considering the purchase of a single-family residential property, the prospective investors' due diligence exploration of the benefits and drawbacks of the investment before making the purchase should always include finding out whether or not there are any limitations on a property rental.
Okay, awesome. And that's when you talked about the due diligence, right? Always try to do your due diligence on whatever it is that you're buying. Now today, you guys know how to do a little bit of due diligence, don't you? You know where to go when you want to find out what the septic system is like, or if there's got to be any problems with changing the structure of the property and all that kind of stuff, right? You go to town hall and you make friends. You go there, you be nice, you sit down, they give you a file and you look through it till you can figure out where you're going with it, right? Awesome. By the way, Greg that was just here, he's a friend of mine that we went to high school with together. And he never went to college, and
Is he still driving a laundry truck?
he owns a laundry business, yeah,
Yes.
he does. He owns a laundry business, but he started, you know, when we were all at college, he started buying houses and turning around and holding on to some of them, getting that mailbox money, flipping some of them, you know, buying land. He probably owns, I don't know, 10 or 12 pieces of property anyways that I know of.
And he bought them at the right time.
He keeps buying them as he goes along. You know, when he wants them, and he'll sell them when he wants, and you know, he just kind of goes along. He listens to a ton of stuff like this. You know, he's very motivated, very highly motivated. He's very positive. He believes in the power of positive thinking. He seriously, I know you're laughing, but
No,
it's
he's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Great guy.
What?
Is that Valley Land?
Yes,
Valley
Valley
Land.
Linens, yes. So he's taken, you know, the simple, well, not the simple idea, but he just got going on it, and he's a very wealthy man, you know. And he'll tell you himself, so I'm not telling something he doesn't want you to know. And he'll tell you he almost flunked 6th grade, you know. So I mean, I'm not telling you anything that he won't tell you. That's his story.
He's a hard worker.
Oh, he's an extremely hard worker.
Yeah.
He is. He just had surgery, right? He's had a couple things, but he just had surgery. But I'm going over his house to get, you know, to drop something off, and he also does the linens for all of our parties, you know, just drops us. So it is, I go in and he's like hanging upside down from something, and I'm going, like, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, I'm all right. And I'm like, what are you doing? He had a hernia, right? So yeah, so he's hanging, and I'm going like, seriously, Greg, like, what? Take some time off from work, you know?
How many heart attacks has that guy had?
He's had one for sure.
Yeah.
So anyways, investing in real estate, leverage, equity buildup. So, you know, there's many different ways of doing this. From simple ways of, you know, purchasing, going and getting a mortgage on the property, and then using the equity in that property to buy the next property, to you know, however you wanna do it, you use one to get the next one, then you use those to get the next one, you know, and you keep on going, you trade up, you know? Pyramiding, who wants to read to me about the pyramiding? I will have Anne read to me about pyramiding, I haven't heard your sweet voice in a while.
An effective method for real estate investors to increase their holdings without investing additional capital is through pyramiding. Pyramiding is the process of using one property to drive the acquisition of additional properties. Two methods of pyramiding can be used, pyramiding through sale and pyramiding through refinance.
Right, okay. So tax benefits, again, depreciation, so you get cost recovery every year, you know, for several years, I don't know, who knows? Michelle, Paula, do you guys know, how long can you depreciate something for in real estate?
I haven't had anything long enough to know that.
Paula's another example of equity buildup and changing them and,
I think you can do it for
For
like
a long
50
time.
years.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then capital gains, okay, so tax exchanges, you know, if we were to sell this property to buy another property, we would do what's called a 1031 tax exchange. So it's a like-kind investment, so we would defer our tax payment on this, okay? So, you know, land for land, okay, deductions, again, you can deduct so much. And, you know, and expense so much. Of course, I'm not gonna tell you to do anything like expense your home stuff on your property, your building stuff, but anyways. And installment sales, there's lots of flexibility. That listing that we showed you on Clark Street, like that owner is willing to do private financing, right? So that would be some sort of idea of an installment sale where, you know, you work out what it's down and then you go and you buy it and you fix it up and then you sell it and you pay him back and then you keep your money. So, I mean, there's other places out there of people doing things like that. You know, there's different kinds of ways that you can, there's all sorts of creative financing out there available. The other guy that we worked with, that we had the ones that I've done with Sonia, they would do that. You know, a lot of people will. Especially people who bought the land, like saying, I'm gonna hit a home run somewhere, you know, and the rest of them might be dogs, but, you know, but I'll get it low enough, it doesn't matter. Okay, investing in real estate, there's also, different kinds of groups and different kinds of ways to buy with people. Okay, you can have a real estate investment syndicate, and Laura, what does it say about that?
Shoot.
Okay, I'll have someone help you. Rachel, what does it say about that? I'll have your friend Rachel help you with that.
It says that a real estate investment syndicate is a business venture in which people pool their resources to own or develop a particular piece of property.
Okay, awesome. And then a real estate investment trust. Scobie, you want to read to me about that?
By directing their funds into a real estate investment trust, real estate investors take advantage of the same tax benefits as the mutual fund investors. A real estate investment trust does not have to pay corporate income tax as long as 90% of its income is distributed to its shareholders.
Awesome. Okay, and who wants to read to me about real estate mortgage investment conduit? Ben?
A real estate mortgage investment conduit has complex qualifications, transfer, and liquidation rules. The REMIC must satisfy the asset test, which requires that after a startup period, almost all assets be qualified mortgages and permitted investments. In addition, investors' interest may consist of only one or more classes of regular interest and a single class of residual interest. Holders of regular interest receive interest or similar payments based on either a fixed rate or variable rate. Holders of residential interest receive distributions, if any, on a pro rata basis.
Awesome. Any questions on that? Okay, so we know what to do beyond the unit. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple questions here. Okay, cash flow is A, equivalent to operating expense, B, the total amount of spendable income left after expenses. B? Who's going B? He doesn't wanna hear anymore, he knows the answer. Now, on the test, he's not gonna do that though, is he? All right, by the way, I was poking around yesterday in the Pearson website, and they have a video to watch on what to do before the test. Okay, so you wanna take a peek at that. All right, all of the following are associated with section 1031 exchange except boot, qualified intermediary, like kind, and the elimination of capital gains tax. B?
No.
I'm gonna go,
I think it's either A or D.
I think it's D, because of the word elimination,
Yeah.
right? It's a
'Cause
deferment.
it has to be a like kind.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a deferment, right, it's tax deferment purposes. Which statement is true about a syndicate? Members must hold title as joint tenants. Most profit on the investment is realized from rents. It is a private or public business venture to own property, and blue sky laws do not apply.
C.
You guys are on it like
I
I'm on it.
didn't know that.
Alright, let's do one more. Which situation would result in the highest degree of leverage? Using our own funds entirely, using more of your own funds than those you borrow, using more of the funds you borrow than your own funds, or using borrowed funds entirely? Highest degree of leverage, so you're leveraging the most.
D, I would
Oh,
say.
I think it's D.
Yeah.